Ta-da! So we're back in the shop, and like I said, I've been wanting to get back to working on the 706. So here we are. Got a little bit of sanding to do yet here on a few of these pieces. This one has already had some body work done, and it needs a final coat and primer put on it. And then I'm gonna start on the fenders, get those knocked out. I've already got some of the pieces over here already in primer here. The toolbox needs painted, some other odds and ends. So we're gonna get all the red stuff painted first, get all the stuff looking nice. We're gonna get it put on the tractor so I can use it for bean harvest. And all the white parts, they're gonna get done later. Waiting on some emblems and the push pins to attach all the emblems. So waiting on some little things to do all the white parts that we need painted. But as of right now, we're gonna get all the red parts and primer, and then hopefully get some coats of red on here. Hey guys, the hood on this thing is not the straightest. I did my best, but this hole here for the exhaust is just so beat up, and I really don't want to put a whole lot of body filler in it. I tried smacking it out as good as I could, so again, we're gonna skim coat over this, prime it all up. It's not a show tractor, but it'll look good enough. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna touch up this hood a little bit. I got a couple spots that I do want to add some more filler on. Use these nice little sanding pads. I think they're like 200 or 400 grit. They do a really good job. They don't tear it up too much. It's kind of, you know, scuff it up. Scuff pads is what they are. So. These mesh screens are gonna filter this primer in, but she's getting in there. It's pretty thick. We're gonna have to thin it down. I think we can thin this stuff down 8:1. So the first coat of primer is on this hood piece here. It's not the prettiest, but that's just our tack coat real quick. Just throwing a real light coat on, and we'll let this flash over, and we'll throw another coat on it. Alright guys, so it is the next day. We gave the primer a little over 24 hours to cure. I went ahead and added some more skim coat on this just to take care of a few of the imperfections we still had in the paint. Just some slight little nicks and whatnot. Just wanted to smooth it out a little more. And yeah, so we're getting ready to put our first coat of the International Harvester Red. Got a few small pieces here, a couple of the hood pieces. Like I said, we're working on the fenders, and then we have the other hood to finish up. So I'm hoping by the end of tonight we'll have all the hood pieces and the toolbox, and I think there's a couple other odds and ends. Alright guys, and here's our first coat. You can tell, it's still pretty dry, and it doesn't look very good. It's got some spackling going on and orange peel. I think I had my gun set up wrong. Don't hate on me too much, this is my first time painting anything, so I definitely had some issues with the gun. I think I got it figured out there towards the end. I just needed to thin my paint down a little more. It was just a little bit too thick. So, like I said, this is just the first coat. I'll come back tomorrow and with a scuff pad, we'll scuff everything. And I had some bugs flying around, so I got some bugs that landed here and there. So we'll get them all scuffed out. And yeah, tomorrow we'll hopefully get the finishing coat thrown on here. And should get everything nice and smooth and shined up. Yeah, the operator console here, of course toolbox and all your other side shields there. So, and then this is your back towards the operator part of the hood. This is your front section of the hood. So yeah, like I said, it's not perfect, but for an old farm tractor, like I said, you can see there's still some dents and dings in it. But I didn't want to go slapping a whole bunch of Bondo into the hood. I mean, again, like I said, it's just a farm tractor, guys, so it doesn't have to look show quality, but it looks good from the field. Hey, guys. So, we got some new tires. Those things were not great. Well guys, we're gonna clean up the wheels here and give them the old farmer special. So, zip zip, get the rust and loose paint knocked off these things and wipe them down and give them the old spray. Alright guys, well, we are just about finished with the wheels here. I got 2 more coats to put on that wheel over there and 1 more coat on these 3 here, and I don't think they look too bad. Okay guys, so these have had plenty of time to dry, and we're gonna get them slapped on here. So I'm gonna set you guys down and yeah, we'll get some wheels sewed on here and get them bolted up. Ta-da! Here we are, guys. Well, the top's not so pretty, but we got new shoes, got the wheels all painted up. At least some of the wagon, you know, looks looks half decent. Okay guys, so we are the next day, and like I said, we threw this paint on yesterday evening. Definitely need to do another coat on this. We're gonna sand everything down. We've got a few bugs and some dirt in the paint. We're gonna scuff everything off and hopefully get our final coat on today and get this all looking real nice here. So, all right guys, so we got paint mixed up and it's sitting ready to go. We have all the sheet metal scuffed off, wiped down. Everything is primed and ready to rock and roll to get our last coat of paint on here. Again, like I said, we had some dirt in the paint and some bugs, so we scuffed it all out, got everything cleaned up real nice. Like I said, don't look too bad, but hopefully this last coat will really make it all come together. Okay, so I believe we have our final coat on. It's as good as it's going to get for now. Like I said, we found out what our problem was last night. The paint was just too thick. I did the recommended amount of reducer that it called for, and it just wasn't spraying thin enough. I couldn't make my gun spray it, so we added a little bit more, and we finally got it to spray a real nice even coat, and no splattering. Just makes it real. It's not show quality, but it'll work. I'm not a painter by any means. This is the first project I've ever painted, so like I said, it looks a lot better than it did, and when it's out in the field, it'll look show quality. Okay guys, so here's the 706 with its sheet metal on, minus the white parts. This is just the red, just the hood. I think it turned out pretty good, guys. Yeah. I did notice that the red that I painted on the rest of the tractor, which of course it's like a year old now at this point, doesn't quite match the new red, but I think this will fade into that. It'll dull up over time. So as long as the whole hood matches itself, that's all that really matters to me, I guess. So like I said, it's not perfect. It's far from it, but I think it's coming along pretty well. So next part we need to fix is the manifolds getting replaced. So manifold, new gaskets, new exhaust pipe. We'll get that taken care of. We do have an issue with the transmission we've been working on. Just need to replace the shifter shaft here. Just have some issues getting this thing into reverse. So that'll be the next project when parts get here. So yeah, so stay tuned guys. The 706 project's definitely underway here, and I'm really hoping to have this thing finished up here before harvest, because I'd really like to use this thing to haul beans into the mill, but we'll see. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.